It's Week 16 of the National Football League. And coming up, we'll see Stephon Diggs, who's now over 1,000 yards receiving on the season. It's the Snowhawks and the Antlers, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
As the sun starts to set, we're going to see how much light is left by the end of this early evening game here on the NFL on EA Sports. All right, football fans, settle in because we got bragging rights on the line in this one. Kate, Scott, Brock Hewitt here with you as we get set for a division rematch. Brock, one side seeking the sweep, and the other looking for some revenge after how that first showdown went.
What do they say about familiarity? Familiarity does what?
It breeds something, Brock. It breeds, contempt.
It breeds contempt.
Yeah.
These teams don't like each other. They can fake it. They can say all the right things in the papers. They don't want any bulletin board material. But the fact is, you know your division foes better than anybody, and they know you. And that familiarity does bring a little extra heat into this match.
Cairo Santos out for the opening kick. And here we go from Anchorage. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And they're brought out by the 16-year pro, rebounded from an injury last season, Matthew Stafford.
He gave us all the excitement we could hope for last week, but it wasn't all in a good way, at least for his team. Never knew if his throws were going to end in a touchdown or turnovers, and he had a couple of both by the end of the loss. You don't want him to lose that gunslinger mentality. You just want him to be a little more thoughtful with each and every decision.
And he gets a few on the plunge forward. We'll look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 32. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first. Working from the gun, here's Stafford. This will be caught by Watkins. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
May not be the way he typically gets the ball, Kate, but once he had it in his hands like a reception, he knew what to do with it. He smelled that first down, and he went and got it.
Walker on first down. And he's charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Pass complete to Walker. Pick up of a few as he heads out of bounds. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Stafford back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Stafford. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. They fake the handoff now, Stafford. And oh, he missed over the middle there. Lucky that one didn't end up worse. That's swatted away, incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Now Stafford again. Caught near the goal line. up an excellent opening series. George Pickens, the touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
That one right down the middle. And the Antlers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. So here comes this offense as they get set for their opening drive. They're led out by a motivated player coming off an injury, one of the game's great young QBs, Joe Burrow.
And all those touchdowns he had last week, Kate, he traded every one of them in exchange for a victory. It's team over individual for him. So even though he himself is coming off the exact type of showing you want, that kind of efficiency usually wins you games, he's not happy about it. And he will be focused on rectifying those things here.
Throw left side, complete. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
At the 41-yard line.
From the 41. He's got Khalil Shakir. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
First down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They send the tight end in motion. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Hauled in by Gray. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. 1st down, ball at the 36. To throw again, it's Burrow. Finds him over the middle. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
At the 27-yard line.
Handoff headed right to McKinnon. And they had that one contained right at the line. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. Now after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Going left side, Madison with it. And he's able to take this one down at the 25. 2 yards on the pickup. And they're going to have a 1st down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed and got him the ball back.
Throwing deep for the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown! The Snowhawks finish off their opening drive. Christian Watson with the touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Now Cairo Santos on to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Snowhawks start off well to tie things 7-7. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Brings in the kick at the 9. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Antlers are headed out, and we'll see Kenneth Walker. And you know who the ball is going to when they reach the red zone. He's currently top 5 across the NFL in rushing scores this season. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Motioning one of the tight ends. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
The defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Throwing now on first down, Stafford. It's incomplete. Risky throw to the sideline. They're lucky that defender didn't keep on going down the sideline there. It's going to be second down. Walker now from the gun. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
And that's good for a gain of 5. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down. Back to the line they go. It's second down. From the 36. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. He was looking for Keon Coleman on that throw. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. To throw, Stafford. Walker hauls it in. And he's brought down after a short gain.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field. Keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow. A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. D. Eskridge to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. And Brock, we got a pretty good idea how a lot of the playoff picture is going to shake out, but still some time left for things to change near the end of the season. First down, Burrow to throw. It's caught. This is Jalen Wright. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Just a field goal separates these two. Take a quick break, and we'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. All right, it's about time to get started with quarter number 2. Home offense out, ready to go. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. And he breaks up that throw for the moment. A good defensive play as we hear what this flag's about. He was too far downfield at the time of the pass. Gotta stay within a yard of the line. That'll back him up.
Still first down.
Here's Burrow. No better luck than the last play, Brock, as he just has to get rid of it.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
2nd and 15. Caught for big yards on the right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a pickup of 34 yards. And that'll be a first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now Jalen Wright gets it for the first time. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll give him a first down. Burrow setting up the play action. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jermaine Pratt picks it. And the Antlers get the football as he makes his third interception of this season. A timely interception for them there, Brock. That drive sure looked like it was headed for at least 3 and maybe more.
And that quarterback wants that throw back so much so. You could feel it right when he let it go.
Yeah.
That was a route they've been working on, and a lot of offensive effort goes by the wayside as the defense finally gets itself off the field.
Here comes their offense out again. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. On first down, here's Stafford. Coleman with the ground. Free inside the 30. Keon Coleman. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. The Antlers parlay the interception into points. Keon Coleman, the touchdown. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
That one splits the uprights, and the Antlers make it a 10-point ball game. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Eskridge on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Back out runs their offense. And we've seen both extremes of this passing game so far, Brock. 1 touchdown and 1 interception on the ledger.
A home run and a strikeout. A little sampling of what
Yep.
works and what doesn't against this defense, Kate. Now, you got to try to emphasize those things that you found success on with that opening drive.
And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. 2nd and 3 now. Play action now. Burrow. Able to find Wright. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Throwing is Burrow. That's complete to Diggs on the slant. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
Well, the odds aren't great when you throw into double coverage. Normally you see one of the defenders make a play on the ball. 2 men nearby, and that's a missed opportunity for the coverage to make an impact play.
Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And it sets up first down. Here's a give for Wright. And he started to get through the lane before it closed. 3 yards there. Quan Jones with the tackle on that play. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Right again. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. Well, we see the medical staff headed out there now. We're going to get a timeout as they handle an injured player. Not what you want to see so close to the end of the season. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. From the gun, a run for Madison. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
And less than a yard.
Less than a yard needed here on 4th. Here's Madison again. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
He only needed an inch, Kate, and it was a good thing because he had to fight for that. That defense put up a game effort, nearly made the play to get themselves off the field.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. That one's complete, right side.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
He'll get it complete to Alexander Madison. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. Has it in close. And this is down all the way to the 3.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. Easy way to do it, catches just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
And he's in, touchdown! The Snowhawks face a 4-point deficit. Well, good luck stopping the big fella that close to the goal line, Brock. I've always thought that the distance right there is just made for tight ends to score touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's not just a sport that you also love to cover in basketball. It's all about matchups. You get near the red zone and into the end zone, matchups become critical. And when you got a dude like this that's a mismatch maker, you feed him.
Santos connects on the point after. And the Snowhawks cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Jackson now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Antlers and Matthew Stafford set to go back on offense. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. Stafford now on 1st down. And a man is there to knock that away. George Pickens, the intended target. And it sets up 2nd down. Now an inside give to Walker. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. Pass complete to Walker. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Stafford now. Into the hands of Walker. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Connection made to Coleman. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. And now we'll get a pause here. Trainer's headed out to take a look at an injured player. Let's hope it isn't anything that's going to keep him from finishing this season strong. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Now Stafford again. That throw finds Pickens. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. So a crazy first half has finally reached the 2-minute warning. The Antlers with a chance to add to their lead. Stafford from the gun. He finds his running back. Nice work, complete. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. They get 19, and now they're going to have first and goal.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. From the red zone now. Is into the end zone. Touchdown. The Antlers grow their lead just before halftime. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Carlson to tack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Antlers make it a 10-point ball game.
Snowhawks 14.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. The Snowhawks and Joe Burrow all set to take over. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Burrow out of the shotgun. Finds him over the middle. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. 2nd and 3. Dump off caught by his back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. He's got Watson. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. To throw again, it's Burrow. Completes this one to Gray. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Burrow from the gun. He's on the move. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
A 56-yard attempt.
And he missed it. It's no good. And the deficit remains 2 scores.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. He'll give up the gut to Walker. And he doesn't get much there on what turns out to be the final play of the half. But we've come to halftime. The Antlers in unfriendly confines, but they've got the lead. Now let's get you back to the contiguous U.S. and over to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman there with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
Eskridge on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Their offense taking the field now for the opening drive in the second half. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half, too, as they chase this lead. First down, Burrow to throw. Finds him on the crossing route. 35 on the pickup. And that'll give him a first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Big play gets him across midfield, sets him up 1st and 10 from the 40. Out of the gun, Madison. He's got a gain of 6 there. Jack Gibbons in on the tackle. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Defense showing blitz. Burrow. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
Escapes the pocket. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Snowhawks cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Joe Burrow with the touchdown. His 3rd total score this game. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Fielded at the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Antlers ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Hand off to Walker from the gun. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. On the draw, it's Walker. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Shotgun snap to Sanford. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball, left side.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge game.
And that fair catch corralled just beyond the 25-yard line. No return on that punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Madison. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Putting the tight end in motion. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Completed over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
That's good for A. First and 10 at the 45-yard
Throwing from the gun here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Inside handoff goes to Madison. He finds space for a few yards that time. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
It's 3rd and 7.
Man in motion here. On 3rd down, here's Burrow. That's to the sideline, and Shakir snags it. It's a pickup of 11, and it'll give him a first down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's another Anchorage. First down.
Burrow setting up the play action. Cut out left. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Play action now. Burrow. Cut near the goal line. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
1st and goal from the 1. From the 1. I don't mind throwing it, but that's the one thing you can't have happen. Defensively, you know they're going to bring it. And now, well, they're more than content backing this offense up with the sack.
And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to stay at the 5-yard line. So now, here's 3rd and goal. Burrow back to throw. And he finds him in the end zone for the touchdown. The Snowhawks take a 3rd-quarter lead. Christian Watson with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Jackson now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Stafford now on 1st down. This ball's caught by Pickens. They get 13 on the pickup, and they'll have 1st down.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
It's Walker on the option. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Kirby Joseph up for the stop. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Toss play. This is Walker. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Tyler Newbin with the tackle.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Walker gets the 1st and more. And he has it almost to the red zone down at the 21-yard line. Now after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never a welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Throwing now on 1st down, Stafford. He has the touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while, but that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
Carlson now to add one more. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Antlers push their lead to 3.
Snowhawks 28.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Snowhawks headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Throwing is Burrow. He puts some air under this one, deep right. That's grabbed inside the 30. And that is a touchdown. The Snowhawks take a lead just before the end of the 3rd. Christian Watson with the touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you gotta win right from the jump. And you gotta protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Extra point is good by Santos. And the Snowhawks take a 4-point lead. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Return coming from the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Off the play fake, it's Stafford. He completes it in traffic. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down. We're through 3 on this holiday weekend. It's their ball to begin the 4th, and though they trail, this game's still within reach. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Running is Walker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Toward the sideline, and he's got Pickens. And they'll have it a little shy of the 40 as he goes out. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that gives them the first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Walker on first down. And he'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up second down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
This is Walker on second. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Call it 1 yard there. So consecutive 1-yard runs brings up 3rd and 8. Stafford back to throw. Into the hands of Walker. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
It's plays like that, Kate, right wrong. Where I sit and judge defense, I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. He's still going at the 30. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That's a gain of 10. And staring at a turnover on downs, Brock, they pick up the first instead. Stafford from the gun. Completed here to Pickens. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. 2nd and 6 coming up here. They fake the handoff now, Stafford. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. Kenny Moore with the pick. And the Snowhawks have it now as he makes the 20th interception of his career. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
On first down, here's Burrow. He'll get this one to Madison. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
At the 22-yard line.
They go play action here. Cut by Diggs. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That one goes for 25 yards. And they're going to have a first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Running right, it's Madison. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
They'll go right back to Madison. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. 3 yards puts them back on the right track. Now they've got 3rd and 9. Burrow out of the shotgun. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
And he made sure to angle that one toward the sideline. He bounces inside the 20 and jumps out at the 13. The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Ferguson there to bring it in. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Throwing off the play fake here. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. He's on the move. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
Look at the quarterback's eyes. He's looking. He's trying to find a lane of some kind, but there was nowhere to go. And he was lucky to get back to the line before that defense closed in.
He puts some power on a deep one left. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Looking for Keon Coleman that time. And that brings up 4th and long. The Antlers now ready for the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. He takes the fair catch at about the 26-yard line. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Scooped up by the defense. And they'll return it for a touchdown. The Antlers take a 4th quarter lead. Really smart play from him there, Brock. Not just to fall on the football, but to take it in for the score.
Yeah, a word we don't normally use with D linemen a lot, quickness, right? It's usually the corner skill guys, but he was quick, man. He downshifted in a hurry for 6.
Pretty important PAT here, Brock, to make it a field goal game. The point after splits the uprights. And the Antlers push their lead to 3. Nice little energy on their sideline after that fumble return scored. And with plenty of energy, he'll send this one away. He fields it from the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And there's a couple of moments we're seeing here that I think he's not going to want to be reminded of after this game. Turnovers have just interrupted his performance in this one. Made it really tough for him and this team to get into and stay in any kind of rhythm. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Burrow from the gun. That's complete. Here's Madison. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 30-yard line.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning in Anchorage. Snowhawks trail by a field goal. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Escapes the pocket. Now here he goes. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be a 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Clean breakup on that throw. So it's 2nd down coming up.
It moves to 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw it. He's on the move. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Throwing now. He just throws this one away.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
He finds him beyond the marker. And they make the tackle at the 38. They've got to keep moving quick here. Heaves this one for the back of the end zone. And that's a touchdown. The catch is made, and they lead just before the end of this game. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
Now a crucial point after to stretch the lead beyond a field goal. And it's good, so they take the lead, and the extra point buys them some breathing room. A field goal does not tie it now. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And his production is carried over into this second half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they've placed upon him. Setting up to pass. Pass complete to Walker. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Before we can get a snap on second down, they call timeout. Back to throw. Coleman with the grab. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Here he is to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Now Stafford again. Connection made to Coleman. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Here he is to throw. It's tipped away, and he's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
I think you're seeing why they like this guy in coverage, man. He reacts well to throws and is so adept in breaking up passes right through contact or before they ever reach the target.
Desperation time here on 4th. And they get to him and haul him down. What a play, forcing the sack, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
Coach is challenging to get the defense off the field with a stop. Rose to the challenge and delivered on that one, really overwhelming the line of scrimmage.
Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on 1st down. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with the win. And they take not just the victory, but some serious year-long bragging rights home with them after this one, as they finish out the sweep of their division rivals. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Snowhawks are your winners as we say goodbye from Anchorage.
Swirl. Oh my God.
It's week 16 of the NFL. And coming up, we'll see Justin Jefferson. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Lumberjacks and the Riverhawks. All that and more coming up next.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. So good to have you on board with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, in this league, you know it, you lived it. Undergoing a changing of the guard at the quarterback position sometimes can be traumatic, but a lot of times it leads to hope. We've got a couple of teams here with young signal callers looking towards the future.
And you know the old saying, Mike, in the NFL, it is truer than ever. If you have a quarterback, you have a chance. And here we have two teams that feel like they have that quarterback position of the future settled. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some moments where...
The veteran kicker, Graham Gano, puts it on the tee. And off we go here on EA Sports. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation. Their offense taking the field for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jaden Daniels.
Really solid all-around performance last week, Mike, and I think the biggest factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to protect the football. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice. Now, it might not have been earth-shattering performance statistically, but they got the win. If he can continue to play that style of ball, it's going to be a tough group to match up with.
Terrific start to this drive. Gain of 23 and a first down. Now the former Texas A&M Aggie. Here's Devon Achane. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. Isaiah Simmons comes up to end that one. Pitts is the man in motion. Daniels to throw on second down. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here's a third down and 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
From the shotgun on third down, Daniels. He'll go right back to Jefferson. They connect again.
I think there's one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make.
He's got his man. It's Jefferson. And he will have that first down. Taking a chance here early in the game, but they convert on fourth down.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
To the air again is Daniels. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Daniels gonna throw again. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's gonna set up third down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Throwing again. Daniels. That is hauled in at the 5. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball, winning on third.
And that big offensive line, clearing space. He's in. Devon Achane. Touchdown, Lumberjacks. That touchdown, number 19 on the year. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. To return, it's Brandon Powell. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. And they're led out by their quarterback from the University of Cincinnati, Desmond Ridder.
I think the biggest thing that stood out from last week's game was when they went into the game with an initial plan, how quickly were they able to get away from that when they realized it wasn't working? I think they got a lot of unscouted looks, meaning the defense threw a lot of exotic looks at them, blitzes, different fronts and coverages, maybe things they didn't work on all week. So the key this week is understand what is the defense looking to do today and how fast can we make those adjustments if we're not having early success.
That's a gain of 21 to open this drive. They go play action now. Ridder, the blitz overwhelming the offensive line, and down he goes.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. On the ground for the first time. This is Khalil Herbert. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it. 3rd and long. Ridder. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
He'll take this in back at the 16. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Once again, it's Achane. Fighting off defenders here. He'll churn forward and pick up 3. 3rd and 5.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. To the outside, catch made by Worthy. And he's very close to a 1st down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short. So the drive will end there, and on comes Tress Way to punt on 4th down. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Riverhogs offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Drive start here on the ground, and it's Herbert. He makes one man miss, but stopped quickly as they hold him to a gain of 1. Here's 2nd and 9. They send Evans in motion. Once again, it's Herbert. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Clearly the plan on offense was to establish the run a little bit on this drive, Mike, but the defense is having none of it. First and second down stop, no gain. Now it brings up a 3rd and long. We'll see if they try something else.
Pass pulled in by Herbert. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. Here's their punter now. He's on for the 2nd time. They'll try to get something inside the 10. A fair catch called for and made just beyond their own 15. The Lumberjacks offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more. And he has come out of the gates hot. He's been on target with his throws, and that's reflected in those numbers as he'll look to keep it going here. That's to the left side and taken in by Jefferson. And he's going to have this one up near the 28. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Quick hitting slant there. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often. So that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4.
At the 45-yard line.
Keep it in the air. Here's Daniels. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Pitts is the man in motion. Daniels now on 1st down. He's got his man, Jefferson. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. 2nd and a yard. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Third and a yard, it's Daniels. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these 3rd downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force 3rd down, they got to get off the field.
Pitts is the man in motion. Now Daniels throwing on 1st and 10. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4.
At the 25-yard line.
Now Daniels. Oh, the blitz gets there quickly, and down he goes.
What started out as a promising drive seemed inevitable, Mike, with the way they were able to continue to move the ball, that they'd find themselves finishing with points. But after that 2nd down sack brings up 3rd and long, and this drive looks suddenly very different.
He's got his man. He finds Worthy. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Rookie to rookie right there, Mike. And I'll tell you what, they've got some really good young pieces on this roster.
This has been some kind of march downfield. Now, can they pay it off with 6? It's 1st and goal. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. He's got it at the 3. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone.
At the 2-yard line.
Let the fullback try to power it home. A dive, and he's in. Touchdown, Lumberjacks. They're out there to block most of the time, but Greg, great reward for the fullback to carry it in for the touchdown.
Not every team in the league even carries a fullback, but man, if you have one on your roster, Mike, not many better places to use him than down here on the goal line.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. Powell now to bring it back. Oh, he's got room past the 30. The Riverhogs offense headed back to take over once more. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Herbert to start the drive. And that'll go for a gain of about 4. The big defensive tackle, Javon Hargrave, brings that one to an end. On 2nd down, it's Ritter. This one, a deep shot for Rice.
As this offense continues to put anything together and score some points, they need to just take a step back. Then you say, okay, we've struggled here in the first half putting points on the scoreboard. Don't worry about chasing points. Let's chase first downs. Let's chase completions. Just start building something small. And oftentimes when you take that approach, it snowballs, and next thing you know, you find your groove.
Here's the punter now, as he'll come on to punt this one away. A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. The Lumberjacks offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now, H.A. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
It's definitely nice to have one of those bruising, punishing backs kind of help wear down the defense. But I'll tell you what, you can give me a flat-out electric runner like this guy any day of the week. He can turn on those jets, get in that high gear, and he is gone.
To throw is Daniels on 1st and 10. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Play action. Here's Daniels. That's taken in by Achane. And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards. On 3rd down, they'll throw with Daniels. Quick throw, taken in. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down. So Chase McLaughlin will come in, and they'll try a field goal. This from 40 yards out. McLaughlin's kick is good. And the Lumberjacks stake themselves to a 17-0 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The River Hogs offense ready to get back at it. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive as they'll begin here with first down. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down. From the gun, it's Ritter. It's complete to Evans. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Third down, 3 to go. Out of the gun, it's Ritter. And this ball incomplete on third down.
It's his ability to change direction. He's able to go from his back pedal to then driving that route fast enough that he gets to the ball immediately as it arrives, and he's able to knock it down.
Oh, but he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Lumberjacks offense and running back Devon Achane set to go to work once more. From the 25, they'll go to work. First and 10. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achane. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Darius Robinson in on the tackle. Second and 7.
Brings up second and 7.
Throwing now, Daniels. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Brings up third and 1.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I will be right back after this. 3rd and a yard. Pitts is the man in motion. 3rd and short, and it's Daniels. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a first down.
That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Daniels gonna throw again. That's complete left side to Worthy. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. But as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
A nice throw by the rookie from LSU. He's got his team a first down.
And another great throw. And I'll tell you what, Mike, so far today, this certainly does not look like a rookie quarterback. I mean, he is in complete control of this offense.
First and 10. Throwing again. Daniels. Now a screen set up for Achane.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
He'll tuck it and take off. And he's going to go into the end zone on an electrifying run. Jaden Daniels. Touchdown Lumberjacks. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the year. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now, on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line. On first down, it's Ritter. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes. Now, following that sack, we have a player who was injured. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. Now, Ritter to throw on second down. It's pass right side, and Higgins has the catch. Now the offense will use their third and final timeout. The clock is stopped at 26 seconds until the break. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. And he'll take this to about the 28. Robert Spillane spills him there. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you cross-country to the Sunshine State. That's where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. All yours, Coach.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. It was Devon Achane who's had the strong first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Two very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2. This one taken at the 7. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. And things starting to take shape here. 3 weeks left of the regular season. Teams making that final push for postseason berths. And he'll move this forward out to the 29-yard line. Play is made on defense by Jordan Brooks. They face second down and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Herbert. And a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. Adrian Cooper, the rookie, is there on the tackle. From the shotgun, it's Ritter. That is caught, finding Higgins. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on third down with a pickup of 9. Motion man is Rice. They'll run straight ahead with Herbert. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. Throwing is Ritter. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. On comes the Riverhogs punting squad as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. Oh, not the greatest punt there. This is going to hit and go out of bounds. The Lumberjacks offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had it going in the 1st half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 at the 11-yard line.
A run out of the gun with Achane. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. They'll try and run it here. It's Achane. And he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line, but the official signal, he's got enough for the 1st down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Now here's the longtime star in the league, Zeke Elliott. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
At the 17-yard line.
Again, here's Zeke. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. Now, after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. They need to get it to the 27. This is 3rd down. Pitts is the man in motion. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Watch the pursuit by this defensive end. The quarterback tries to escape the pocket, but he just keeps on chasing him, and he closes that ground in a hurry and brings him down for a big sack.
The Lumberjacks send out their punter, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The visitors' offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a 1st down. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's a handoff to Herbert. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a 1st down. On the handoff, this is Herbert. And just a short pickup there to the 35. 2nd down and 8. Hand to Herbert, running left. And they'll finally run him down, but he takes it inside the 10-yard line. They've got it at the 8, 1st down and goal. Motion man is Rice. Here's Herbert. And this time they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss, and it's second down.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
On second down, Ritter. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Now Ritter. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
You can tell what the decision is about how they want to approach fourth down by what they call on third down. If that was a run play, then you can bet they were going to go for it on fourth. But because it was a pass, and then they take a sack, I think this coach on fourth down is leaning towards settling for 3.
Here is Graham Gano to try the field goal. It'll be a 35-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Riverhogs cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit. Graham Gano now, following the field goal, back to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The home team's offense and Justin Jefferson headed back onto the field, and he was unguardable in the first half. You see the numbers as they try to add to those here in the third quarter. That's to the left side and taken in by Jefferson. Throwing on second down, Daniels. This caught right side by Worthy. Catch number 7 so far in this one, and a first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They'll go play action here with Daniels. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This pass defense, it just has to be better than this, Mike. They have to do a better job accounting for everybody in their coverages. They have to play their defense exactly according to the plan, because if not, this quarterback has enough weapons, he can spread the ball out and find the open space.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down.
1-yard gain brings up second and 9.
They'll stick with Elliott. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off.
So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Pitts is the man in motion. On second down, it's Daniels. A throw on the run is complete. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Here's 3rd and 2. We'll try the left side here with Elliott. Trying to find some seam out there, but he will not. They get him behind the line. And 4th down is coming up.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
So Chase McLaughlin will come in, and they'll try a field goal. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Lumberjacks will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
On second down, it's Ritter. With the middle of the field, he's got Evans. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Ritter. That's over the middle and caught by Rice. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. From the gun, it's Ritter. His pass caught. It's Chigokonkwo.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. Ritter. Now a screen set up for Herbert. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. Here's a run up the middle with Herbert. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short. Carry here for Herbert, and it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down. Motion man is Rice. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And it looks like he's going to have that first down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. They convert on 3rd down. A toss to Herbert. And this is going to be a big loss. He kept retreating, looking for an escape hatch. Found nothing. And they get him down well behind the line. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Motion man is Rice. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Out of the gun, it's Ritter. And this one is caught by Pierce. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. It'll bring up 4th down. They'll try to throw for it with Ritter. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Edgerrin Cooper. And the Lumberjacks force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The home team's offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. And this crowd certainly has liked what they have seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in. They have not disappointed, as they have the advantage here in the fourth. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the fourth quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
Not a lot on that one. He'll take it down to the 36. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From out of the gun, it's a run with Elliott. And good hard running will get him down close to a 1st down. Might be a yard short. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. Here's Zeke. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's Elliott. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 16-yard line.
Hand off here to Zeke. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down, forthcoming.
The tackle made by Malik Hooker. That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Now give to Zeke out of the gun. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Powell now to bring it back. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So now this team's offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Pass pulled in by Herbert. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They're able to bounce back after a difficult loss a week ago, respond with a much better overall performance, and it culminates in a victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.
the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll see tight end Dawson Knox, who's now over 1,000 yards receiving on the season. It's the Oilers and the Armadillos, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visiting Austin Ball Club, they've gone a full half season since their last loss, winners of 8 in a row.
And you don't get on win streaks like this without your defense playing a big role.
And we are underway from Houston. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
Partner, you know how guys always tell us it's not about the numbers, it's about the win? It's about the numbers, too. Almost 400 yards passing by him last week. What can he do in this one?
Well, earned him AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Maybe he'll try to get 400-plus here and duplicate that honor again. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. They run it again with Cook. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down.
So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak. And what's working in their favor? The winning streak on the other side. Sometimes that carries a burden with it because they feel like they have to play perfectly as well. Let's just go out there and get them is the idea.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the MVP of the National Football League in 2018, the former Texas Tech Red Raider, Patrick Mahomes.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an
And
interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23.
The numbers on the ground for Williams a week ago. 19 carries, 92 yards, and a touchdown.
So he scored his 8th touchdown on the ground last week, and most guys I know, they want to get into round numbers. So, you know, 10 is really the goal. And this is one sport where being selfish and scoring touchdowns is a good thing. Look for he and the offense to try and get him in there at least twice in this game.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, here's Gibson.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Here's Tommy Townsend on the punt.
Back deep, Khalif Raymond. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 33-yard line.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground.
To about the 35, 2nd down. There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. 17 carries, 72 yards.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we had a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Play action. Now Richardson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. It's Marcus Williams who got in there to knock that away. Here's 2nd and 10. When you look at this defense, this unit 3rd best in the NFL in stopping the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Back to the ground, Cook. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Touchdown! Jacoby Myers with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Armadillos get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
7-0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10 as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the 44-yard line.
Off the draw, here's Williams. And he's got this one just across midfield to the 49. 7 yards on the carry, make it 3rd and 4 coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Now here's Mahomes. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. This is 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 39-yard line.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And it's third down.
You look at this defense.
Against the pass, they're toward the middle of the league, number 15 in the NFL.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And
too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
A 56-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Armadillos offense and running back James Cook heading onto the field. As we take a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns, he is right up there amongst the best in the NFL. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 4. Now they'll send Kupp in motion right. Here's Richardson to throw.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up third down on the sand.
But you could almost see his eyes light up defensively. I mean, as a linebacker, that's about as quick as you can get to a quarterback.
So what did your third-grade teacher teach you about straight lines, right? As soon as you have those, you take full advantage of them. He found a gap in the offensive line, got to the quarterback, and put him on the deck.
Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now Richardson back to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Woods, the receiver, in motion left.
Now Richardson. It's Myers again with another catch.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Washington.
Now it's Richardson.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Woods. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be second down.
Back to the air with Richardson. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Third down. Here's a run by Cook.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
James Cook with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year,
as his guys are able to extend their lead.
So the rushing touchdowns continue to stack up, CD. That now 15 for him on the year.
And give him a ton of credit for staying healthy, being a smart runner, and it's showing just how important he's been to his team. He's got to be their MVP at this point in the season, and those votes may have been turned into league MVP votes when it's all said and done.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11.
Now
after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And now out comes Houston. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Straight ahead, Gibson. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Mahomes going to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
On is the punter, Townsend, as he gets this one away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Armadillos offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Connects with Kittle underneath. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Richardson to throw off play action. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only 1st down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for 1st. Richardson looking to throw this. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a 1st down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down.
Can we just take that run and turn it into kind of a clip and save? Because that tells you everything you need to know about this drive. They've been moving the ball awfully well.
Again, it's Cook. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. Richardson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
The kick by Elliott is good, and they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Houston's offense take it over again. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's second down. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he rifles one incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. Here's a 2nd and 8. Richardson looking to throw. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Here comes 3rd and the length of the football. Richardson out of the shotgun. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. There's a short one caught by Ryman. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a 1st down.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the 1st down.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. That's complete once again to Hopkins. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Tip Ryman.
A 16-yard touchdown. And the Oilers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And it's up through the goalpost. It's 17-10. 5 plays there on that drive. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. This offense back to work now late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. In motion comes the tight end left. Back to throw now on first down. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. 24 yards the gain there, another first down as well.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Now, here's the call.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Cook. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Looking to throw again on second down.
Richardson.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up third down. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So first and second down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Back to throw. Richardson.
Looking for the out route. He's got it. Complete to Kittle.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. The kick by Elliott is good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
And with Mahomes under center, anything's possible. Watch out for the deep ball.
And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. will begin out in the Windy City of Chicago. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We saw some strong work from James Cook in that first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And this offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 36-yard line.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. That is caught. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Throwing now is Mahomes. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. On play action, it's Mahomes. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. That last throw, Charles, is going to move him past 32,942 yards passing for his career, and that surpasses the total of the Hall of Famer and a colleague of both of ours, Troy Aikman.
Yeah, played from 1989 to 2000, and Troy Aikman, he was about winning because remember, he had Michael Irvin to throw it to. They had Emmitt Smith to hand it to. Just imagine if he was throwing it the way they throw it around nowadays. His numbers, boy, would they be sky high.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Williams will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they throw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
The Armadillos offense had Cooper Kupp making their way back out. And you see the numbers for him into this third quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Connects with Kittle underneath. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
The same target, same result. It's Kittle. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Now Richardson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. They'll try the middle with Cook. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 82 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Play action. Now Richardson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now it's Richardson. Over the middle, complete. That's Woods. They'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They run again on 1st down. Cook. And they'll get to him just inside the 15, even after that strong run we witnessed. 2nd down and 8. Richardson working from the gun. A quick pass to Kupp. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Richardson. And it's caught. Touchdown. Robert Woods. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Armadillos go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead now up to 14. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a Robert Woods touchdown reception. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Houston's offense taking over again.
And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Looking to throw is Mahomes. There's a short one caught by Ryman. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 7 yards there and a first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
A throw out wide caught by Hopkins. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
It's the pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at their 49-yard line.
Now here's Mahomes. Going right back to DeAndre Hopkins. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he's taken down inside the 30. 13 yards, and it keeps the drive moving.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. Mahomes going to throw.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Harrison Butler on for a field goal. A 56-yard attempt.
And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Here's Cook again. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 108 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
They go play action with Richardson.
That'll be caught. It's Cup. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Woods, the receiver, in motion left.
Richardson looking to throw this.
Over the middle, he's got Myers. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 5-yard line.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. They'll try the wide side with Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
In motion, the tight end.
Richardson looking to throw. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Cook is into the end zone. Touchdown. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it was James Cook capping all of that off with a touchdown run.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Out now comes the Houston offense as you take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC.
And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
To throw, it's Mahomes. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Complete to DeAndre Hopkins. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Mahomes to throw once more. That's complete once again to Hopkins. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. And now he is just 2 catches away from 1,000 on his career. 998 currently. Here's Mahomes to throw.
He'll get that complete to Albert O.
First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
7-yard gain. That's another 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins. An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Oilers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead will be cut down to 14. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it's finished off by the touchdown from DeAndre Hopkins.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 114 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 8. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Oilers offense and the veteran DeAndre Hopkins set to take over once more. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
13 yards on the play.
Mahomes. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
It's now 2nd and
Mahomes.
6 at the 34-yard line.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Mahomes will throw. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. Mahomes to throw it. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
He'll find Thielen work in the middle. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Mahomes. There's a short one caught by Ryman. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here comes 2nd down at 5. Here's Mahomes. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
You get into these 2-minute drill situations and you often got tired legs on the offensive line. But these defenders, they've been rotating in and out, and they're a little bit fresher and quicker. And the pressure there forced the incompletion.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
No choice but to go. Here's fourth down now. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Down to Inigo's Richardson, and that should finish off this victory.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities, and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for Austin, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Houston, they're guaranteed now a sub-500 season as they fall to 6-9. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.